Looks like we're live, folks. If you guys are out there, join in, leave your comments, and have fun with this Palmcast. It is a beautiful afternoon here on Salt Spring Island. Current temperature is 23 degrees Celsius, 54.1% humidity, and 3:54 p.m. Pacific time here on the Southern Gulf Islands. And for those of you that don't know where the Southern Gulf Islands are, we are located off the extreme southwest coast of British Columbia, Canada. And we're in the same archipelago as Washington State, San Juan Islands. We can see the San Juan Islands from higher points of our islands. So just an imaginary line that separates us. We are at 48 degrees north latitude. So I have the patio umbrella up here. It feels really nice under this patio umbrella. It's a long weekend here, so it's Monday, and I'm not working today. It is BC Day long weekend. I absolutely love long weekends. For some of you that watch the podcast / Palmcast / live stream on Saturday, you got to meet my daughter, Sammy, short for Samantha. She's visiting from over on the Big Island. She lives probably about 120 miles north of here, something like that, up in Black Creek near Courtney. And she was down visiting. She grew up here. All my kids grew up here, so she was down visiting friends. And it was nice. She can stay here anytime she wants. She stayed here for a couple of days. She just left this morning, and she had more visiting to do. I sent her home with some more palm trees for her garden. Palms do grow well up in her area, even though it is quite far from here. She's in Zone 8B and right beside the river near the ocean, and lots of mountains up there too. Not too far from the ski hills. Hope you guys are having great weather as well. The weather is absolutely perfect here. It does not get better than this as far as I'm concerned. Nice humidity and really nice temperature. Saw her gift rock. Oh yeah, thanks, Mark. Yeah, I like it. She paints rocks, and my wife and her daughter, they paint canvas. So she's out in the courtyard right now painting. I just uploaded a video on my other YouTube channel, Jungle Joe C, of her doing some artwork in the exotic courtyard. So she does have a gallery here. She owns Gallery 59, just a small art gallery. And we are on the studio tour. There's a lot of art galleries here, so people come by and they pick up a studio map, usually at the Tourist Information Center or on the ferries coming over. And it shows you, it points out all the different galleries on the island. So we're gallery number, I think we're 12 or 16. No, we might be 16. Gallery 16, I think. And we're right on the very north end of the island. So she does a lot of painting. She does a lot of West Coast art. And then I do the tikis, of course. I carve the tikis with the chainsaw. And I have little baby tikis as well. She sells soap, clay stuff, and bay leaves. She has packaged bay leaves from our trees. And if you want eucalyptus, she has eucalyptus in there as well. So anyway, really nice. Unfortunately, I do have to go back to work tomorrow, but it's a very short work week for me again. Next week, I'm off next Friday, and then the Monday after, using up some of my holidays. I usually go away to Maui in the winter time, but no Maui this year for us. We're going to have a staycation here on Salt Spring Island. I think it's a lot safer that way. And don't want to be doing any air travel or hanging out at any airport with what's going on in the world today. So we're going to hang out here on Salt Spring Island. It's a nice, safe place to be. So those holidays that I take in the winter, I'm going to use up some of them now. And I'm also going to take some off in the fall. I'm going to head to Tofino. And then the rest I'll take in December. I'll take, a couple weeks off in December. And then I'm going to carry some over to 2021. I'm allowed to carry over 10 holidays to the next year. And I get a lot of holidays. So I get like over a month off, so I can carry some of those over. But I just finished watering the garden. Today I went out for a motorcycle ride, which is really nice. I do enjoy riding my bike. And I just ride to town. I usually head to the beachside coffee shop and sit out there, have a cup of small dark roast Java, and just watch the tourists go back and forth. And it is actually quite relaxing. Our town, it really isn't that busy. Actually, we don't have a town, we have a village. Okay, so we're not a municipality. Our island is unincorporated. So it is the village of Ganges, named after the HMS Ganges, a British naval ship from the 1800s, something like that. And so that's what our town is named after, not like the Ganges River in India. It is named after a British naval ship. Hey, Dave, how's it going? I just had a Bowen Island uh, lager. I guess it was a lager. It was okay. I do prefer the ones with apricot in it, but you know what's my favorite one now is the banana beer. I do like the banana beer, and I'm going to have to get some more of that for my next Palmcast next Friday. See in your videos that you grow in the thousands. I've been growing palm trees for 35 years. So we have a nursery here. We have a palm nursery. So people from all over come here and buy palms. Nurseries buy them from me, and even the grocery store here buys palms from me. And I ship palms too. You got to remember, I sell on eBay, and then I sell privately too. So I ship seedlings all over the world. So that's why I grow so many of them. And then some of them, small percentage of them, get potted up. So we have quite a few thousand in 1 gallon pots in the nursery, and then we have thousands in cold frames, and then thousands in the greenhouse too, and lots germinating right now. There's got to be 6 to 10,000 popping up in there right now. Oh, those are good. I'm having cheap PG strong mixed whiskey. Ooh, Dave. Well, you just sit back and relax after that, because after that wobbly pop, I would definitely be feeling it. I'm sure it's pretty warm up there. We're around 23 degrees here, something like that. And really nice day. I'd say it is absolutely perfect here. It does not get better than this. It is just so comfortable. It's probably as close as you're going to get to New Zealand. The temperature here, it's not cold, it's not hot. It's just nice. I'm warm. Really nice. And there is actually an ocean breeze blowing. It actually looks like an easterly today. Usually we get westerlies, but this one here is actually, it looks like a southeasterly. Yeah, tops of the eucalyptus trees. There's no wind in here. You see the palms behind me, they're not moving, but those 100-foot eucalyptus trees, the tops of them are moving a little bit. So anyway, I was really happy to see my daughter Sammy, and she had a really good time here, and I can't wait till she comes out next time. Yesterday was scorching, glad cool down today. Yeah, it's definitely a little cooler today than it has been, but I'm liking this. I don't want it any hotter than this. I can't stand the extreme heat, man. It's just awful. It's just like, it's not fun to be out in an extreme heat. This is really nice. I like to be comfortable. I don't like too cold in the winter, and I don't like too hot in the summer. I like it just like this. So unless you're in Lytton and you can jump in a river, if there's a river nearby, see if it gets too hot here, we just walk across the street to the beach and jump in the beach. So Wendy's daughter Krista was down at the beach this morning, and then she took our dog down there for a swim, and then she went yesterday. And often she'll swim at night too. She went for a late night swim, I think the other day, over at Sunset Beach, and she watched the moon glistening off the ocean. There was actually no, you know what it was? There was a lightning storm, which is very rare to get thunder and lightning here. So she went down there at I think it was about 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and watched the lightning and got some good videos of it. Lytton in 3 weeks, sweet. Shoot a video while you're up there. Like I say, I have not been to Lytton since 1968, and I was only there once. And it was the summer. I think it was the summer of '68. I guess it was the summer. It was really hot. I just remember it being really hot, and I just remember the owner of the cabin shooting a rattlesnake. There's rattlesnakes up there in Lytton. It is a scorcher, and it will be a scorcher up there. But you got a nice river to cool off in, and that is awesome. Gotta love that. Maybe one of these days I'll check Lytton out again. And I don't know how far it is from you guys. I forget what you said, what the distance is traveling. It's definitely a long way from Salt Spring Island where I live, because it's the ferry that's kind of a pain. And we'll make a video, a little trail from Southwest Town down to the river. Oh, nice. Oh, I bet you that's beautiful. My daughter up in Black Creek, Sammy, lives beside a river, and she just goes out her place, and hot day, she just goes and jumps in the river. She's got a big inflatable rubber ducky. She likes ducks. She's a duck. She used to be a cat lady. Now she's a duck lady. So she's got this big inflatable yellow rubber duck she floats around, and she's a character, Sammy, that's for sure. Good kid. It was really a nice treat to see her. She's always been a really good kid. So I can't wait till the next time see her. But she can come down here anytime. Stay. We got a spare bedroom for her in the back. Her old bedroom is a spare bedroom, so she stays in her old bedroom. 7-hour drive from here. Wow, that's crazy. That is a long way. 7 hours. Jeez, I didn't realize you were that far from Lytton. I was only thinking like maybe a couple of hours. Jeez, you're a long way. You're a long way up there. Wow. And what was the distance to the coast again? Like when you drive from where you live to the Tawasin ferry terminal, say you're going to come over to the Southern Gulf Islands where I live, that must be 6.5. Still quite a ways. So what was the distance from where you live to Tawasin ferry terminal? Is it like 8 hours or 9 hours? Something like that? I don't even know which route you take. I really don't because I've never been up where you live before. I just know you're up in the center of the province, right? So, but I know it's a long drive. And if you don't mind a ferry trip, it can be a 3-hour ferry ride from the ferry terminal to our islands. We're the farthest west of the Southern Gulf Islands, the farthest southwest, yeah, of the Southern Gulf Island chain. So it can take up to 3 hours to get here if it stops at all the other islands. If you hit it right, you can get a direct sailing to our island, to Salt Spring Island, and it's an hour and a half direct. But most of the time, you got to go on the milk run. I call it the milk run. You stop at Galliano, then it goes to Main Island, then it goes to Pender Island, and then it comes to Salt Spring Island to Long Harbor. So, but you know what? If you're on holidays, who cares? I take Highway 97. It's 500-mile drive. Wow. God, British Columbia is big, isn't it? People don't realize how big our province is. You know, it's 2.5 times bigger than the state of Texas. British Columbia is massive, and Ontario is bigger than British Columbia. It is a very big place here. You know, it's hard to believe, and it's quite too. We have two different time zones in our province. That's how big it is. We have Mountain Time, and we're on the West Coast. We're Pacific Time Zone, and I guess Dave, you're probably Pacific Time Zone as well. Is there another time zone up in the north somewhere that I'm missing out? Can S. Beautiful afternoon here in Victoria. Yes, it is. Absolutely. It is absolutely gorgeous here on Salt Spring Island. And you know where we are? We're on the very northern tip of Salt Spring Island. And it does not get better than this. If it could stay like this all summer, this temperature, I would be very happy. I don't want it any warmer than this. I really don't like too much heat, especially working in it. Working in it sucks. Okay, when I'm not working in it, can be a bit warmer. It doesn't really matter because I got shade to go into, but usually when I'm working, I'm in the sun. Pacific time here, Alaska and Yukon is an hour back. That's right. Okay, that's right. And I've been to Alaska a few times. That's right. They were an hour back, and Alberta's an hour ahead. But if you get into the very southeastern corner of British Columbia, they are mountain time zones, so they are also an hour ahead. So I think if you get into, is it Cranbrook and Fernie, somewhere down there, there's a mountain time zone, and it's just a small chunk, but it's a different time zone than here. And if you go west, you're in a different time zone again. You get into Hawaii, they're 3 hours behind us. They got the Hawaiian time, which is kind of cool too. So, but I heard they wanted to get rid of the time change. I thought they were going to do it this year, but they never did get rid of our time change. I thought they were going to spring ahead and leave it that way, but they never did do it. So maybe they're going to do it next year. Oh, so Yukon is actually Pacific time too, but Alaska is actually Alaska time. That's really weird, eh? How about Northwest Territories? Northwest Territories must be different. It'd have to be. And then, excuse me, I think Saskatchewan is a Central time zone, correct? And they don't change their clocks at all. They're the same year round. And then Ontario's Eastern, and then it's Atlantic time zone once you get to the Atlantic Ocean in Canada, the Atlantic provinces. But Newfoundland is another 30 minutes ahead. So there's Newfoundland. So there's 4 time zones, I think, in Canada, 4.5. Kiss the baby. Yeah, I saw your video there, Mike, on the bananas. They look good. Lots of fruit on them. Can you recommend any lake to swim in? Oh, God, can. There's 11 lakes here. There's 11 lakes here on Salt Spring Island. I'll tell you which one's my favorite. Cushion Lake. St. Mary's Lake is nice. St. Mary's Lake is just down the road from us. It's the biggest lake. There's also Stoll. Stoll Lake is a very nice lake. So Stoll Lake and Cushion Lake are absolutely beautiful. Gets kind of busy at St. Mary Lake, which is about 4.5 kilometers south of here. And they're all nice freshwater lakes, and they're all drinking water lakes too. So they're very clean. No power boats allowed in those lakes. There used to be years ago. Yes, I just seen it and watched your kennel palm. Cool. Well, thanks for joining in, Mike. And your bananas look good, really good. And came here after it was over. Sweet. That's cool. Well, nice to see you guys in there. It's hard to tell sometimes when I turn on this thing and I do a Palmcast how many people are actually going to join in for the Palmcast. Because I know when the weather's really nice, they want to be out in their garden. But if it's too hot, they probably want to be inside with the AC going. And very few people on our island have AC. Our AC is open up the windows and let the ocean breeze blow through. I've got three. I forgot three other palms. Oh, cool. I know you got Sable Minor and Rapidophyllum hystrix. You should try Trachea again too. You know, when we were in Maui, we rarely use the air conditioning too. It does have it in our condo, but we actually just have the window and doors open and let the trade winds blow through. It's absolutely beautiful because we stay across street from the ocean. So the nice thing about Maui, you do get the ocean breezes, just like Salt Spring Island is. Always a little bit of a breeze here, so even on the hottest summer days, it feels nice. But when I went for a bike ride the other day, it was actually too hot. Some areas in the island felt like there was a heater going. So I'm riding my bike and I had my t-shirt on riding to town, and it was just like warm air blowing against me. It was actually kind of uncomfortable. Hot air. Palm Tree Dude, how's it going? Good to see you in there. Nice to see everybody in there. So, you know, next week, Friday, I will do a Palmcast as well. I wanted to shoot a video for my bananas because may get distorted. Oh, yeah. I know there's a hurricane hitting the Carolinas, or it's going to hit the Carolinas. I hear, I listen to the world news every day. I got one of those Google, we have a Google tower in the kitchen. So all I say is, hey, Google, good morning. And then it'll say good morning. And then it goes on with the news. It'll tell me the temperature, the weather, all that stuff. And yeah, I know there's a hurricane going to hit, or it has hit the Carolinas. So you're going to get some remnants of it up there in the Keystone State. Very rare that we get hurricane force winds here, but we can. And December 2018, it was the 21st of December, we had hurricane force winds here. It was absolutely crazy. And the last time I know that happened was probably before I was born. Caused a lot of damage, that's for sure. Not here, missed us here, but it hit some other parts of the island. Raining here. Oh, you're lucky to have rain. It's rare that it ever rains here in the summertime. Send some rain to Salt Spring Island and the rest of the Gulf Island. Palm Tree Dude, 24CO. Yeah, we're about the same here. Yeah, we are about the same here on Salt Spring Island. 54.1% humidity, something like that. And temperature, see, it feels like it's gone up a little bit, but it's still very comfortable. Wendy and her daughter are in the courtyard by the art gallery and studio, and they're painting up a storm. She's got her studio open today. She's closed 2 days a week and opened 5 days a week. She opens her studio or gallery. We had 5 inches. Wow. The last time it rained was early July, and we had a couple of days we had 12 millimeters. So 12 millimeters is under half an inch. That's what we've had all summer so far. And that was at the beginning of July. So we may not see any more rain until sometime in September. Could be late September, could be mid-September. Today was one of the cooler days in a while. That's okay. I take cool, and I like rain too. Rain in the summer, I wish we'd have. It's just too much watering here, and plants really do get stressed out. 82, Toasty. I'm trying to greet everyone. Oh, they got to answer Snowbird Flock. Snowbird Flock, Dave, is greeting all you people. He is the Palmcast greeter here, and he is saying hi. Oh, there we go. Palm Tree Dude said, hey, and there we go. You got a hey. You got some acknowledgement there, Dave. And Dave is a regular, and he has been on following my channel for many years. I don't know, maybe a decade. I've had this channel for over a decade, and then I started my first channel in 2008. So I've been on YouTube for over 12 years now. God, time flies. And I do have another channel. You know, I do upload to my other channel as well. I have Jungle Joe C. I just uploaded 2 videos to that one today. So I uploaded Wendy doing art. And what else did I upload on there? Oh, I went to the coffee shop today, which was really nice. I rode my motorbike to Beachside Coffee Shop, and I get in there to buy a small dark roast. And she says, Joe, it's on the house. So they gave it to me for free. And I said, I can't take your coffee for free. So anyway, I threw some money in the jar, the tip jar, but they gave me my coffee for free. And they had my name on it. It said Banana Joe with a little heart, which was cool. So I thought that was kind of nice of them to do that. So I did shoot a video of it sitting at the coffee shop. It's a really nice place to sit. So when you visit Salt Spring Island, I'll give them a plug. Beachside cafe / kayak rentals, paddleboard rentals. It's a really nice place in Ganges. Whenever you go live, it is typically time where Not. Oh, cool. Okay, good. Perfect, palm tree dude. I'm going to. Yeah, about a decade, Dave. Yeah, you've been on here a long time. Dave's a regular. Um, yeah, I'm going to do one on Friday too. I might do it earlier though. I think on Friday because I am off next Friday. I'm taking Friday off, so I think I'm going to go for a motorbike ride. And if the weather's nice, and I'm sure it'll be nice, and then I will actually 2008, so 12 years. Sweet. That is a long time. That means I'm getting older. That means I started doing YouTube when I was 44, and now I am 56. See, time flies when you're having fun. It's amazing. And that's why I've accumulated so many videos over the years because I have not stopped shooting videos since I started shooting them. I have never missed a day of shooting. Isn't that nuts? Even when I'm sick, I manage to shoot a video. If I'm sick laying on the couch off work in the winter with a cold or a flu, which I rarely get, I'll go out and I'll shoot a video and I put it on here. And then I do take a break from it when I go to Hawaii. I used to take my laptop to Maui or Oahu, but now I don't. But I still shoot videos every single day in Maui, so when I get home from Maui, I upload all those videos. Tropical storm here tomorrow. Yeah, I know there is one going up the Atlantic coast and hitting the Carolinas too. 56 is too old. Same here. Oh, you're a young guy, 52, young guy. Wendy's got 4 years on me. She turned 60 last December, early December. 90F today. Yeah, it's about 24. I'm guessing it's high 70s here. Really, really feels nice, and the humidity is very low. So it feels absolutely perfect. I made a Minecraft channel when I was oh yeah, cool. Yeah, people are into Minecraft. I don't really know what Minecraft is. I'm thinking it's a video game or something like that. My youngest son is 20, and he started shooting videos when he was probably about 10 years old. And he had this amazing YouTube channel with lots of followers, and I cannot believe he deleted it. He got rid of it because I wanted to watch some of his old. He used to write these skits and play in these skits, and they were really good. So Trevor's got another YouTube channel called Blue Naughty. He's a hip hop guy, right? He does hip hop music. So if you go to Blue Naughty, you can see him singing his hip hop. I'm not a hip hop guy. I like regular music, but that's his thing. And I mean, the latest video he uploaded the other day has already got about, I think, close to 20,000 views on it. So he does get quite a few views on his music videos. He's on SoundCloud too. You can get his music on SoundCloud. So he actually does write the music and then do the script and shoots these music videos. So he's pretty good. He was here visiting me last week. Enjoy being young. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? It goes fast time. Dew point 81 here yesterday. Yeah, hot. Really hot. I'm trying to think what we were here yesterday. I mean, yesterday was quite nice too. It was a nice day. Did I go for a ride yesterday? I did not go for a motorbike ride. I was too busy doing other things. I was working in the garden. And but I went for a bike ride on Saturday and I spent some time with my daughter. My daughter was here yesterday, so I was hanging out with my daughter. And she got in really late last night. She went out with her friends. She went to the lake. She went swimming last night. They were swimming at like midnight last night and down at Cushion Lake. And then she came in, crashed out here. She was here for a couple of days, and then she left this morning for a long drive up to Black Creek, where she lives on the Big Island. And she loves it up there. I mean, my kids were, like I say, they all grew up here, born and raised here, and they come back to visit now. My dew point was 75 today, but it was a cool day. Yeah, 75. That's 70 or 73. 73 is okay. I don't mind that at all. Have almost 100 neglected seedlings now. Did you you did cold stratification with those NJ palms? Did you do them through cold stratification? I had something come in and eat a bunch of mine. I had a bunch of seedlings coming up. I think a slug. Well, I did throw a slug out of there. Looks like some slugs were in there eating my palm or my eucalyptus seedlings, those little buggers. Dan the Clutchman, how old are your kids? My youngest kid is 20. So Trevor's 20, and Samantha's on her way to 27, and my oldest son is just about 30. So they're getting up there. Time is flying. Cool day as in temperature. No, not a dew point. Doesn't get above 70. That's perfect. That's perfect temperature, man. Do you have any siblings? I got a sister. But I will never, ever speak to my sister again. I do not like that woman at all. I used to like her, but she really shafted me when mom and dad died. before they died, so make a long story short, she went in there and manipulated. She lives over on the Big Island, and she took everything out of the will. She got everything signed over to her. So it's been a constant battle for the last 2.5 years with lawyers, costing me a lot of money. So I can't wait till it goes to court. I'm looking forward to the court date. And yes, I will win. And get what's rightfully mine. My mom and dad wanted it split even, and greed took over. That's a very greedy person. So I will have nothing ever to do with my sister. So I am an only child. I class Wendy's sister as my sister Lauren. Love that gal. She's a great lady. I'm 20 as well. Oh, you're young. Yeah, my son Trevor turned 20 July 13th. He turned 20. And then he broke his wrist so badly on his 20th. He had a couple of beer, crazy kid, was on the skateboard with somebody else, and he slipped and he fell and busted his wrist right back. It just snapped right back to where the bone was just about sticking out. So he had to go in for surgery right away, and they got pins and plate in his wrist. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, HS. I'm not worried. Yeah, it does cost a lot of money for the lawyer. Every time you talk to them, it's ching money. But well, my sister now is representing herself, which is not a good thing. And when I went to discovery with her lawyer and my lawyer, she failed miserably. So I'm really not worried about it. And the justice will prevail. And I say this is her karma. Karma has no time limit. So karma will get that crazy woman. Oh my, that's so cool. It is, isn't it terrible? I never do anything like that. I don't care how much I hate my brother or sister. And I never hated her. I never had a problem with her. I know she was always a bit crazy and wild, but to do this, man, that is just awful. Just awful. So she's got the house, got all the money, got everything, and I got nothing. So not good. Lawyers can be very dodgy. Oh yeah, I know. I've had the same lawyer for 2.5 years. Cost me close to, I guess, 40,000 already. That's why I can't really buy any more palm trees. My lawyer's buying the palm trees with the money I'm giving her. Really nice lady. But yeah, they're always seeming to want more money, and I'm running out of money. So I'm going to have to sell more palm trees. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Maybe I should have been a lawyer. I don't think I could have been a lawyer. I'd much rather be a gardener. Yeah. Good luck. My brother would do the same if my sister ever does. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my sister is crazy, man. Yeah, I won't have nothing to do with her. The only time I'm going to see her is in court the next time. So, and after I win, I'm going to say, this is your karma, right? New Jersey Palms, nice thunder coming. We actually had a lightning, not over top of us, but on the west side of our island a couple of nights ago, maybe a few nights ago. And Wendy's daughter Krista went and filmed some of the lightning, and you could see the flash. It was kind of like that flash lightning, beautiful over the ocean. It was 2, 3 in the morning, so pitch black, and then everything just lit up over the ocean. And I could hear thunder crackling way in the distance, but we didn't get any rain here. We got no drop. We had zero rain, but down the road, that was I think that was Thursday. It was Thursday night, because when I drove to work, I got about 2 kilometers south of here, and the road was wet and there was puddles. And when I got to work, there was puddles everywhere. So it was localized. And that's the funny thing about Salt Spring Island. It can be raining somewhere, and then the next place down the road, it can be totally dry and sunny. So inheritance money is supposed to, yeah, exactly. Well, that's the way I was on the will. My kids were even supposed to get some, and same with her kid too, right? So she took it all. She manipulated my mom after my dad died. My mom and dad didn't want anything to do with her. They did not want anything to do with her because she would just talk down at them. She would swear at them. She would yell at them. So yeah, as soon as dad died, she was in there like a dirty shirt helping my mom. My mom was old, naive, gullible, and yeah, Melinda got it all. Got everything signed over, forcefully signed over. So not good. So how do they call that? Undue influence. And so I'll be seeing her in court soon enough. I'll let you know how it goes. Hopefully I'll get to court this year. Yeah. Heavy rain right now, Central Virginia. No rain here. I wish we had rain. Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, Dave, I'm not worried. I think I will. I'm an honest guy. I don't like to be ripped off, and I've never ripped off anybody. So to me, to do that to a brother or sister, that is just the worst thing. So I've totally disowned her as family. She's not my family anymore. She is a material girl and a crazy woman. My relatives are disgusted with her. So yeah. It's just awful. Anyway, I have witnesses too, so which is a good thing. My ex-wife has even told the lawyer, wrote a big statement about what my sister's like. My mom and dad's best friend has told them what my sister is like, what my mom and dad have told her about my sister. So I'm not worried yet. Hey, from Langley, Mr. Joe. Hey, Mr. Rob. How's things going in Langley? I know it's a lot warmer out there than it is here, but we're sitting at probably close to, I guess it's 24 now. It's got to be around 24 degrees, something like that. Really nice day here on Salt Spring Island. Some people cheat, money, get rich. Yep. I don't like cheaters. I don't like liars. And I don't like rip-off artists. There's too many rip-off artists out there. That is the worst thing. You know, there's just too many snake oil salesmen out there, right? That just try to rip people off. And that is definitely not me. Even when I sell stuff to people on eBay, I sell stuff on eBay. You order 10 palms, I'm always going to send you more. You're always going to get at least 15 palms, right? You're going to order 100 seeds, you're always going to get more seeds. I always add more for you. You know what I mean? I never give you less. You'll always get more. And but I just yeah, I've been ripped off before, and I do not like it. It's not a good thing. Yeah. Anyway, I think it'll all work out. Like I say, karma. And she's going to have a lot of bad karma happening to her, man. That's for sure. I don't know how people can sleep at night like that. Sociopath. That's what it is. Anyway, Rob, how's things going out there in the Western Fraser Valley? And I know Langley well. I had a great time living there, and I'm having a good time living here. I've lived here quite a long time now. And but Langley, you know what I missed about Langley is the good soil and lots of water in the ground. But we had really good soil. We had 5.1 acres out there in the southwest corner of Langley, and the soil was just absolutely amazing. And that's what we're lacking here. Where I live on Salt Spring Island, we live on a rock, and it just gets so dry at this time of the year. It's scary. And forest fire season is right now. I think it's probably extreme here. So you know you got to be watching these careless people with cigarettes. Throw those out the window of their car, and the island's going to go up in smoke. And thank God it's never happened yet. There have been forest fires while I lived here, but they get them out. They put them out pretty quick. So anyway, it looks like the live stream is going pretty good right now. Wendy added 2 internet boosters last night that TELUS had sent us. So, but if I disappear suddenly, you know, I'm not like I'm clicking the off button and getting rid of you guys. It means the internet has failed. But it seems like so far these 2 boosters are working, pushing the signal through stronger. So the one booster is about 30 feet away from me at the other end of the house. And then I got one here in the kitchen. So it really seems to be working so far. So we're 32 minutes and 50 seconds into this live stream, and I haven't gone off the air yet. If you streamed inside, would the internet be better? I guess. But you know, like I say, there's a booster probably about, I'm going to say 15 feet away from me. Yeah, at least maybe 12 feet away from me, something like that. I'm sitting close to the French doors. I'll spin this around. You see those doors? Those doors right there, right around the corner there's a booster. And the other booster is sitting right by Wendy's Mac at the other end of the house. We have a really long house. It's not a big house, but it's long. So the other one's at the end. And that's what TELUS told us, is you guys need boosters. So we got these boosters in here, and she hooked them up last night, and it seems to be working so far. Is that your shed? Is that your shed or the back of your house? This is the back of our house. There's a shed there. Can you see that? Right over there. That's a shed right over there. That's a gallery. So the shake one is Wendy's art studio. And then there's a shed that's kind of like my tool shed there. And then there's another gallery, gallery 59 over there. And then I have a bike shed where I keep my Harley too. I built that years ago. So that's up on the other side of the property. And then we have tiny houses too. On the far side of the property, there's a couple of like tiny houses. Krista lives up in the tiny house, Wendy's daughter. Yeah. You haven't cut out or anything. Good idea. Well, that's good, Palm Tree. I'm glad it's working. So far, so good. I'm going to knock on wood right now. Knock on the sun deck, because that's the only wood around me. Knock on wood. It hasn't cut out yet. And hey, the washi's grown really good. See the washi? Look at that washi, Tony. There's one of my seed-grown washis right there. We've got a lot of washis. And yeah, they do like this warm weather. I have been giving it Miracle Grow. Um, the banana diesel, you see the banana diesel here, cannabis sativa. This is banana diesel right here. And no, I don't smoke it, but I do grow it because it's an exotic plant. But this one here, they say has a banana slash citrusy tangy flavor. I'm never going to find that out because I'm not going to smoke it. But stay tuned. When it does get buds, we'll shoot a video of it. It's an absolutely beautiful plant. I said to Wendy, maybe she should cut some of these leaves off when it gets towards the end and use some of them in her artwork. They're massive, massive leaves on this banana diesel. And Wendy grew these from seed. It's actually growing in with a flying dragon citrus. And then we got some other ones here. We got a bunch of Hawaiian right here, which is actually wilting. It's wilting in the sun, man. It is so warm up against this wall. You see those? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to water these babies right here. So you fertilize them with this Miracle Grow. Turn that on. And there, we'll feed that right now. Feed that. There's some growing in there too. You like the Miracle Grow. There we go. Turn that off. Got to always conserve water here, folks. You know why? Because we are on a well. Our water supply comes 100 feet deep in the ground. So I always got to conserve water. Why can't you grow the Washingtonia in the ground? Aren't they very hardy? No, they're not hardy. They're a short-term problem. We have a Washingtonia in the ground up at the tiny house. I guess it's going into its third year, but they're not reliably hardy. So you can grow them probably here for 5 years. I've seen them in the ground 10 years in a sheltered spot. And then you get a bad winter if you don't protect them, and then they'll die. Northernmost limit for them that will grow really big long-term would be the southwest coast of Oregon. There's a few kicking around Seattle. I've seen some big ones growing around Vancouver in sheltered areas, but you get a bad winter and then they're toast. So I think they're a useless palm for this. I've grown thousands of them from seed, and I'm not lying. I'm not exaggerating. I've grown thousands of Washingtonias from seed, both Folifera and Robusta. So Robusta, my experience is more, can handle more winter wetness, but is less cold hardy than Folifera. Folifera can handle way more cold if it's a dry cold, but it takes more heat to reproduce fronds this far north. Washingtonia Robusta grow pretty fast here, and I think Filibusta would be a better one. And possibly the one that was growing in the garden here for a decade was a Filibusta, but the new owners of the place cut it down. That was years ago. I had it featured in HPI a couple of times over the years. There is a big Washingtonia growing in Victoria in front of the Empress Hotel. And there's also a big palmetto. Had a friend visit us from Alberta. Cool. Well, you know what, Dave? We actually had people from Alberta stay in our B&B last week, too. I was quite shocked to see that. John goes, hey, Joe, you've got to come to Bald Head, northern zone of... Yeah, I know they grow there. Matter of fact, I do have seeds from North Carolina. I've grown a lot of palmetto from North Carolina. How about on Vashon Island? How about on V Island? Oh, Vancouver Island. Yep. Depends. I mean, on the West Coast, you probably get away with Washingtonia in a sheltered spot, but I still think it would be long-term or short-term, but you never know. I mean, there's cordyline there that are ancient, right? So, I don't see any Washingtonias growing over there. I'm going over to Tofino in the fall, so I'll shoot a video of I know where there's a nice brahia and a nice date palm growing, and it's growing with no protection. The west coast of Vancouver Island is very mild in the winter. We grow Robusta in New Zealand. Yeah, because it's mild in New Zealand too, though. Super mild. It is a perfect climate in New Zealand. Palm tree dude, John Crow's not anymore. There are wild palmettos north of Bald Head. Wow, that's cool. Very cool. That's cool. Victoria. Well, my oldest son lived in Victoria, worked at Market on Yates. He lived in Victoria for quite a few years. And then he and his girlfriend moved to Vancouver. He lived there for several years and he got really sick. He thought Vancouver was the place to be, and he got sick of Vancouver. And then he moved back to Vancouver Island. Now he's in Ladysmith, home of Pamela Anderson, yes. And my ex-wife lives in Chemainus. My youngest son was in Chemainus. Now he just moved up to Nanaimo. And my daughter lives up in Black Creek. So they're all over on the Big Island. And I've managed to stay here on Salt Spring Island, and I have no plan moving. I think the only other place I would move if I had a chance from here on the West Coast, I'd live in Tofino or Ucluelet. I really like the West Coast. I really do. I don't really care about the rainfall or anything. I just like the fact that the winters are really mild. And I love the Cordy-lines over there. Well, you've seen my Cordy-line videos. There's huge ones there. I live in Eastern on the OX Zone 8A. They're a beautiful canary. Yeah, so that's the thing, right? You're not going to grow Canary Island date palms without a little bit of winter help here, that's for sure. Short-term plant. A Zone 8A in the south is far different than a Zone 8A up here. And we're in a northern Zone 9A. So date palms, short-term. Another one that I've seen grow outside. There was one growing along the boardwalk, planted around 98. And 1998, no protection, never protected, growing near the ocean. And in the December 2008 freeze, it totally nuked it. Yeah. Dan the Clutchman, one day I'd love to take a seaplane to an island nearby. Yeah, cool. Well, Wendy often takes the seaplane. My wife, she takes the seaplane over to Vancouver when she goes there, and she's even taken it to the Sunshine Coast. There are some sable meadows in New Harbor County. They were found. Nice. I have some from Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Cape Hatteras. Do you know where that is? Cape Hatteras. I think they call Hatteras, Cape Hatteras. And I have a lot of North Carolina palmettos and sable minor in the greenhouse. And we have sable minor from North Carolina in the garden. We have a lot of sable minor palms in our garden. I've grown hundreds and hundreds from seed over the years, right? So, and I've sold a lot of them, and we have a bunch of them in the garden. I plant them as seedlings, and yeah, they do take a lot more heat units, but they're very nice palms to grow. Foolproof here, very hardy palm tree. Yeah, that's where I grow Cape Hatteras sable minor, and I wonder maybe I have some palmetto from there too. I think there must be palmetto up there too. Do you know where Elizabeth City is, North Carolina? I got a whole flat of sable minor from Elizabeth City, North Carolina. And then I have something else from North Carolina too. I have a sable cross brasoriensis. Bunch of those sent to me as well. Good big yeah. Well, Gary in New Bern, North Carolina, has a palm nursery. You know Gary Holler. He's got a really nice palm nursery in North Carolina. He's had it since I think '75. I miss having lots of friends and parties with them, but I don't steal it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's not good. That is not good. Those are not good friends that steal money. Yeah, there's a pretty big palm community up here too. Yeah, for sure. 45 minutes from there. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, North Carolina and South Carolina really interest me. There's definitely lots of palms there too. And of course in Virginia Beach. Pretty far North Carolina, especially by marsh. Yeah, they like the wet, don't they? Kelowna has some palms, but they get wind. Yeah. Yeah, they'll grow there in Kelowna. I mean, people grow them in Ontario, but yeah, they definitely will need to be boxed in for the wintertime. Kelowna would be probably a zone 6. I think where Dave is, Prince George is probably maybe zone 4, growing zone 4. And I mean, you look at Vancouver Island, it goes from zone 2 to zone 9A, right? But it's a big area, Vancouver Island. So you get over into the coasts, the inner south coast, the east coast of Vancouver Island, and the west coast, all the way to the north. There's palm trees. There'd be palm trees right in northern Vancouver Island too, up there. I think it's probably still zone 8B. There'd be palm trees hundreds of miles north of there up in Haida Gwaii as well. I know there's palms up there because I didn't ship them. A couple of guys stayed at our B&B from Haida Gwaii. They were artists working down here, and I sent them back with lots of palm trees and lots of seed to plant in Haida Gwaii. And I will have no doubts that they'll grow there easily in Haida Gwaii. Haida Gwaii is very mild in the winter. It just rains a lot, so it's a wet place. Have you ever tried growing a coconut palm? Oh, tons. I got videos in there. Absolutely useless. I will never grow another coconut palm again. I think I've done 4 over the last 30 since the mid 1980s. I brought them back from Hawaii. The last one I bought at Home Depot, and Wendy says, "Do not buy it." It was last July. Says it'll probably die. The problem with coconut palms, they need exact requirements. They need an annual temperature of 20 degrees plus Celsius. They need at least 8 hours plus of sunshine a day, year round. And they don't like the dry heat of the house in the wintertime. They're susceptible to spider mites. There's very few people that can grow a coconut palm outside of the tropics. I've seen a few people. I know Jacob Jacob Fry in Kansas has a beautiful one. How he does it, I don't know. So the last one I got was doing beautifully outside until I moved it inside in the fall. And then it got shocked from the warm heat of the house, started turning brown. So I gave it to the indoor swimming pool and it just petered out and died. So I'm never going to waste my time on coconut palms. I don't really waste my time on tropical palms that much. I like hardier stuff. So the Washingtonias we grow do stay outside year round in pots without heat. I put them in a tiki hut. Okay, I have an unheated tiki hut and it's dry in there. So all the potted stuff goes into the unheated tiki hut. It's dry and they do just fine in the pots. South Carolina has 4 native palm species. Really? I thought they only had 2. Oh, no, just a minute. They have sable minor, sable palmetto, rapido filmhystrix, and Sereno repens. Right. Those got to be the ones. Yes. Ah, interesting. That's cool. I have 2 coconut palm. And yeah, so keep them moist in the wintertime and warm and lots of sun. Any tip on planting Camarops humilis in Victoria? Yeah, you know, you don't even have a problem planting Camarops humilis in Victoria. Should be fully hardy there. They are fully hardy here in our garden. We have a lot of them. There's some big ones on Salt Spring. Biggest one I know of is 10 feet wide and 8 feet high. Planted more than 25 years ago. There's 2 of them in that garden. And I've seen some nice ones in Victoria. There's some big ones growing in front of the Bird of Paradise pub just off of Quadra. Huge ones. And they've been there forever, more than 20 years. I'll get coconut cream pie for my... Oh, damn. Coconut cream pie. Nice. That is awesome. I like banana cream pie too. Yeah, really cool. Diamondback rattlesnakes. Yeah, we have rattlesnakes up this way, but not on Salt Spring. We have snakes here. Rattlesnakes are in the desert regions of our province. And yeah, you don't want to get bitten by one of those suckers. I think most of the time they don't bother you unless you kind of instigate them. I want to see the palms in Australia. They have, yeah, they do have some cool stuff. We grow, what do we grow from Australia? We grow lots of eucalyptus trees. We grow tree ferns. We grow bottle brush. We have lots of bottle brush growing here. And there's a lot of plants from Australia that will grow here on Salt Spring Island. How many palms do we have on our property? Thousands. If I had to estimate, I will say thousands of palm trees on our property. I don't know, 10,000 maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, well, more because if I count the one in flats, we're going to say 15,000. There might be 15,000 palms on our property because you got to remember we have them in the greenhouse coming up in flats. There's thousands. So if I don't count those, I don't know. There might be 5,000 palm trees on our property here. We have them all over the place. They're growing like weeds. If you visit our property, you'll see what I mean. They're coming up in the gravel driveway. Wherever you look, you will see palm trees and palm seedlings growing all through the forest, all over the place. They are just weeds. Wendy pulls them out of the gardens. She says, don't want any more palm trees coming up in the gardens. They're like weeds. Have you tried? It's funny, Hamish, a guy asked me today from Ireland if I tried Dipsis decipiens, and they are actually a pretty hardy palm tree that'll probably work in Ireland. I've never tried it. That is one palm I have never tried is Dipsis decipiens. And they are supposed to be a pretty tough, I believe, pinnate species, but I've not tried that one yet. We have Hebes, yeah. We got lots of Hebes in our garden here too. Patty's Purple's a nice one. That's native to New Zealand. My daughter wants to go to New Zealand. Yeah, New Zealand would be nice. Yeah. Blast off. Yeah, when I moved to this property, there were no palm trees. There have always been palm trees on Salt Spring Island. The oldest ones here were planted in the mid-1960s, so they're still there. But on this property, there was 0 palms. And I remember when I bought this place, I let the lady rent the place for another month after I bought it because she didn't have a place to live. So her and her husband and her 2 kids, they rented it from me and I owned it. And then I started planting palms when she was still living here. And she says, do you think those will work here? I said, hey, I'm going to make a jungle here. And yeah, she came back to visit a few years later and she's kind of blown away. I have just daughters. I met your daughters. They're great gals too. You have a great family. Yes, BC is the only place in Canada you can grow palms, and not all of BC, only along the Pacific coast. Okay, so closer to the coast is the best place. The farther you go inland, the more difficult it gets. So the farthest inland I know of mature palms growing from the coast is probably about 30 miles. That's it. Once you get about 30 miles, it gets a little bit tricky. There might be some 40 miles in, but the winters are much colder than the coast. So it is the only place that palms will grow year-round without protection. So if you can grow palms anywhere else in Canada, but you have to box them in, but that's not really growing palms. I mean, I could grow palm trees in the Northwest Territories if I want to build a greenhouse around them. You know what I mean? So palm trees only grow on the Pacific coast of Canada. Everywhere else in Canada, they are seasonal plants. I could imagine Osoyoos, Canada's true desert, having palm trees, the Palm Springs of Canada. Yeah, yeah, it would be nice if they could grow there. Yeah. Yeah, they should. They probably work around the West Coast in certain areas. Dipsis decipiens looks so different from. Yeah, it does. It's when I moved here, there was nothing. There's a forsythia in the garden, and I gave it the boot. I was going to chop it down, but I dug it out, moved it about 250 feet away from where it grew. And Wendy loves the forsythia, and it actually blooms every year, and it's kind of tucked away by some bamboo. What's the most amount of snow you've had on Salt Spring? Depends where you live on Salt Spring Island. Some people here have had up to 4 feet of snow. The deepest snowfall I have seen here, which was a record deepest snowfall since the winter of 1916, in December 1996, we had 28.5 inches of snow. And the coldest temperature was down to about -7 degrees. Was it -7? 19 degrees. So about minus 6.7 degrees, -7 degrees Celsius, something like that. That was the worst snowfall I had ever seen in my life. And I was born and raised here on the coast. And I never want to see that again. I got pictures of it. Our garden was buried in snow. Big eucalyptus tree and palm fronds sticking out of the snow. It never got cold enough to kill anything, but there was a lot of snow. It was wet, heavy snow. Just outside of the truck, got 8 to 10 inches. 10 meters. Wow. There's a famous coconut palm in the wild. Wow, that's cool. And I believe they would grow there on the North Island because it's mild. Not the palms. Oh, the house. Yeah, well, Wendy's painted the house. When Wendy came into the picture, she stained the house red because it was gray. And we've done so much finishing to it. It's unbelievable. It's totally different. Yeah, I do, Dave. I do raw and unedited videos, so no editing here. So when I do a video, even if there's a blooper in it, I don't need to make a blooper video because the blooper is already in my video, right? So if somebody says something silly, it'll be in the video. So they're all raw and unedited. Australian cabbage palm are very hardy. Libistona. Yeah. You know what? I don't think I've ever tried that one. I don't think I've ever tried. I've tried Livistona. Well, we have Livistona in the garden. We have some small ones. Looks like you moved. Yeah, well, it is different. Wendy really, she refinished the whole inside of the house. So she renoed the whole inside of the house, painted the whole outside of the house herself. She stained it because it's stained. And what she's done is just unbelievable. She's added a lot of value to the house, put it that way. So if we ever sell it one day, it'll be a lot better. And that's why I like your videos too. They are raw and unedited, Dave, and raw and unedited are good. I like Wendy's videos, but they are edited. In 2018 here on OBX, we had a big freeze in January, down to 22 degrees. Wow. Yeah, 22 degrees. That's how cold it got this past winter, and it was cold. 22.1, I think our low was, something like that. Yeah, I've experimented with a lot of species over the years, palm tree dude. I've experimented with so many different types of palm tree species. And yeah, there's a few I'd like to try. Dipsis would be one of them. I've tried. I haven't tried. Phoenix theoprasti, my friend tried. That was from Turkey. We thought it'd prove to be good. He was in a sheltered spot in Vancouver, and it wasn't good. It petered out. Biggest freeze since the 89. Yeah, 89 was a really bad one here too. Early February 89. I still have a newspaper clipping of that one. Yeah, don't need to edit. Raw is good. And you know, if people don't like them, Dave, they can just move on to the next video. You know, it's funny when people freak out about videos and they leave nasty comments. If you don't like it, move on to the next video. That's what I do. I don't leave nasty comments on people's videos. I really don't. You know, if I don't like it, I just move on to the next one. That's all I do. It's kind of like watching a TV show. If you don't like Married with Children, go to the next TV show. You know, don't complain about it. So, yeah, there are some species I do have to try here, palm tree dude. John Crows. Yeah, that freeze was bad. In 1985, there was a bad freeze in Atlanta, Georgia, too, and it froze a lot of stuff up down there. They got down below 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so they got down to about -12 degrees Fahrenheit in Atlanta, and it wiped out a lot of stuff. That is really cold for the deep south. So we have never been below 0 degrees Fahrenheit here on our island. Okay, the coldest temperature at this end of the island is, I think it was around 11 degrees Fahrenheit. That happened a long time ago. I find it funny how 90s lives in under 9. I find it funny how 90% of the palm community lives in under 9. Yeah, they do. On the most part, we are zone 9A, but about once every 10 years or so, we drop into zone 8B, high into zone 8B. So the last time we dropped into zone 8B was the December 2008 freeze, and that was a bad freeze. That was a really bad freeze. We got down to around 18.1 degrees Fahrenheit, something like that. It was not good at all. It weeded out some of my palms. It weeded Kia Armada I had for 10 years in the ground. It really damaged our Brahia edulis, or no, it killed our Brahia edulis, and it really damaged our Brahia Armada, and it was a big one. It had a big trunk on it, and then over the course of about a year or two, it just petered out, declined, and died. It killed some big eucalyptus trees. I had one at the end of my driveway. I had a Nitens from very poor provenance, and it froze that too. It had a big trunk on it. I had a big one behind the house here. It froze that out. So the winter of 2008 weeded out the wimpy plants. None of the trackies were damaged. The tree fern was fine. It did lose its fronds, but it came back again, which was okay. Yeah. So, and then in the other areas of our island, the more solid zone 9 areas, there's butias growing there. They're fine. They weren't damaged in that freeze. The camarops were fine. Everything was good. I know. That's perfect. If anyone bitches on my videos, I just answer, or if they leave a nasty comment, I say, thank you very much for watching and chalking up another view. Say that. They don't like that. On Shackford Banks Island, North Carolina, there are massive sable miners and dunes. Cool. Prickly pear cactus. I've seen Gary Haller post pictures of some really good, and Carl Cornelius, they live out there in North Carolina, photos years ago on the Hardy Palm and Subtropical Forum before Facebook. And there's some big sable miner. We call them major miners growing in North Carolina. Joe, how cold hardy are those palms? Which ones are that? Trachycarpus fortunei? Well, you know how cold Trachycarpus fortunei are, Mike. You had a big one in Pennsylvania for years. Everything has its cold threshold too, right? So you can even kill a Trachycarpus fortunei if the temperature gets cold enough. So they're definitely not bulletproof. If you live back east and you do not protect a Trachycarpus fortunei, it will be dead. There is nowhere in the east that a Trachycarpus fortunei can survive a winter. Even their mildest winters are going to kill a Trachycarpus fortunei. If you can prove me wrong, please do it. And you live in the east, in eastern Canada. Okay, even in the northeastern U.S. If you live in the northeastern U.S. and in Canada, please, I'd like you to prove me wrong. If you can make a Trachycarpus fortunei go through the winter without any protection and it survives, I would like to see that. Big deal. Comments. Yeah, love those. I like the comments too. 18 degrees here in northern New Zealand, mild winter. Oh, 18 degrees. 18 degrees Celsius. That is balmy and palmy. You gotta love that. Have you ever tried growing Spanish moss? No, but John, Dave Alres in Seattle grows Spanish moss. There are people in Seattle that do grow Spanish moss, and it does work there. It is hardy. Let's see. With okay, what palms are you referring to, Mike? They palms with large fronds. Are you talking about? Let's just see. Which palms are you talking about? Because there's so many different species of palms, right? We know there's nearly 3,000 different types of palms. I think there's like 2,800 and something different species of palms. And when most people think of palms that don't know about palms, they think of coconut palms, and they'll call them a coconut tree. So there's a lot of different types of palms. My Spanish moss is growing here. There's a plant. Oh, Madagascar. You're talking about the Latania and no, not Latania. You're thinking Bismarckia nobilis. Nope, they won't work here. Definitely will not work here. They're absolutely useless. I did try one. I tried a Bismarckia more than 30 years ago. I had a nice 5-gallon one, and I stuck it outside. I wanted to see how much cold it would take, and it died in the first cold blast. Got down into the mid-20s, and that was the end of the Bismarckia nobilis. They are not a cold hardy palm at all. This far north, they will work. They will take some degrees of frost in a southern climate, so they will grow in Arizona Phoenix, I think there's some growing in Southern California, and even in Northern California, they will grow. Have you seen the guy from Long Island? Yep. Yeah, he's got lots of palms. That is, oh, I know who he is too. I think he's even in my Facebook palm group. He has a lot of palm trees. I think he protects most of them. The sable miner probably doesn't get protected, but he does cover the tracking and stuff like that, and they do get a bit beat up when it gets cold. I'm trying to think of his name. I know exactly who it is, and I've seen his videos, and I see his posts as well. I hear Virginia as very racial. Yeah, there's here, people really aren't racially prejudiced. Everybody just gets along with each other. Everybody's blood is the same color, and it's no big deal here. I've only ever seen one person actually. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I probably missed that, but there was a lot of people like that out here. You know what I mean? I get along with anybody, and it doesn't matter the color of their skin. A man in New Hampshire lives in a couple of windmills. Yeah, there are people in Zone 5, New Hampshire. Well, parts of New Hampshire touch the Atlantic Ocean too, right? A very little chunk of New Hampshire touches the ocean, but I do not think a windmill palm could survive there. Sable miner and Rhipidophyllum hystrix, yeah, they might work near the ocean up against a house somewhere. I'm guessing out in Martha's Vineyard in Nantucket. Sable miner might work. It's probably too windy for Trachycarpus. Yeah, interesting. Well, most people are African descent. Some of our first settlers here on Salt Spring were Black Americans and Hawaiians, believe it or not. A lot of you people don't know the history here on our island, okay? So the very first settlers settled here in around 1858, 1859 at Beggsville, just down the road from here. It's now called Fernwood. And they came from, I think, the UK. And then shortly after, the Blacks and the Hawaiians came. And they settled, the Hawaiians settled down on the very south end at Fulford Harbor. And then the Black Americans came from Missouri to California, then to Salt Spring Island. And we have a lot of roads named after the Blacks here. There's a lot of Black history here on Salt Spring Island, but very few Blacks live here today. Just the history is here. Yeah, there's a lot of Hawaiians here. There are still a lot of Hawaiians here on Salt Spring Island, and a lot of people do not know about the Hawaiian history. So if you want to know about Hawaiian history on Salt Spring, there's a very good book called The Kanakas. And The Kanakas is a book written by Tom Koppel, a local author here. And it's a really interesting book. It's a thick book. I should get it and show you. And it's a very interesting read, and it tells you about the Hawaiian history here in the North Pacific and here on Salt Spring Island. In my eyes, the most racial people aren't what most race are. Yeah, there you go. It's like palms. They're all good to me. Some I like more than others. Have you ever seen any palms grown in Alaska? I've been to Alaska a few times, up the Panhandle, all the way to Skagway. And yeah, I have seen palms growing in Alaska without protection too. On the island of Sitka, Palm Society member J.D. Rowell planted some, I think it was 1992. He planted 2 Trachycarpus fortunei palms up against a building, and they survived for about 20 years before they finally petered out and died. It might have been a cold blast, and they were up against a building, and I don't think they were ever protected. So they did survive in Sitka, Alaska for quite some long time. Lots of Kanaka history in Fraser. Yeah, that's right too. And actually, Fort Langley has a lot of Kanaka history there too as well. Fort Langley, I think the Hawaiians helped build it, believe it or not. Yeah. I wonder why the Hawaiians came there. They came here. Well, Hawaiians were always explorers, right? So they came to explore. They came and worked for the Hudson's Bay Company in Canada. Some of them settled on the San Juan Islands in Washington State, which is in the same archipelago as us, very near our islands. Once they became the U.S., I believe they got kicked out of there. The U.S. kicked the Hawaiians off. Then they came to Russell Island, which is in Canada, which is near Salt Spring. And then they came to Salt Spring Island. So they are still the descendants of those original Hawaiians are here today. The Hawaiians built a church on our island. It opened in 1880, and that church is still here today and used every Sunday. St. Paul's, it's the oldest church on Salt Spring, and that's where they're buried. That's where the early Hawaiian settlers are buried, in that church. It's a Hawaiian graveyard, and it's a really nice marble plaque they have there, and it tells you about the Hawaiians, and it has on it and the Hawaiian contributions to our island. There's another plaque that also tells you about the Kanakas. Does Bermuda have any native palms? Yes, Sable bermudana grows there. Yeah, that's it. And very nice species of palms can grow in Bermuda. Yeah, I don't care about race either. It's all good, man. We're all good. Look at how good we're getting along. And we don't know we don't know what color our skin is, and it doesn't matter anyway, right? We're all just having a good time talking here. It's great chatting. It's a great conversation, and it's nice to see you all in there. Sable bermudiana is a pretty hardy palm that will work in the Pacific Northwest, and probably should be tried. Can be if it's not available. That's the problem. You'd have to grow it from seed. There's no nurseries up here that sell a sable bermudiana. That's for sure. I'm going to come back in 1 sec. I'm going to grab that book and I'm going to show it to you. So you can probably find it on Amazon or on eBay. Hang tight, folks. Just look at the palm trees. Be right back. Okay. I was lucky enough to have this book given to me last year by a local fella. He says, Joe, I think you'd really like this book. This is the book right here. It's called Kanaka. So, The Untold Story of Hawaiian Pioneers in British Columbia and the Pacific Northwest by Tom Koppel. This is a great book, okay? And it's got some really great photos in it too of the of early stuff that went on here on the islands and the Hawaiians and all that stuff. So it's got 152 pages. You want to know about Hawaiian history on Salt Spring Island and our coast? This is it right here, Kanaka. And Kanaka means Hawaiian, by the way. We actually have a road called Kanaka Road. Our parks shop is on Kanaka Road, and we have Kanaka Skate Park here, which is on Kanaka Road. Palaway, Tahauni, we have roads here named after the Hawaiians, which is kind of cool. Why don't you sell sable bermudiana? Just slow growing. That's the problem. I sell lots of sable minors. I grow sable minor from seed in palmetto and Brazoriensis, but and I have Etonii too as well. I have a few of those, but I try to go for the hardier eco type of sable minor. So I have McCurtain. I have some from North Carolina, lots from Warren City, Arkansas, and other parts in the southeastern states. I'm going to Kanaka Station Road. Oh, that's cool. That is awesome. Hey, shoot a video of that. That's a video right there. It's funny. One day I showed up at the skate park. This is probably about 5 years ago. And sitting in the skate park was a bent up street sign. I flipped it over. It was Kanaka. It was Kanaka Road skate sign or street sign. I says, that is perfect. So I put it, you probably saw it when you stayed here. And I put it on the tree right beside the tiny house there. So it's that's what Kanaka means, Hawaiian. You should do a video there. That would be really cool. So it looks like we're hour and 7 minutes and 31 seconds into this live stream, and I have not petered out yet. These boosters that Wendy hooked up last night are working really well. And I also find that the internet is a lot faster too. It used to be really slow. The Telus guy did come out. The internet dude came out the other day, changed a couple of diodes up on the pole out in the road, and they were kind of corroded. So part of the problem, I guess. You are like a celebrity in the palm community. Well, I guess that's maybe an okay thing. Palm trees are a good thing. And you know what? I mean, I, I think probably because I've grown them a long time, and social media. That's what it is. Social media. Um, it doesn't take much with social media because social media is worldwide. I mean, what did we do with before the internet, and what would we do without the internet? Because I mean, we wouldn't certainly be able to do this. We can live stream. We can do FaceTime. We used to Skype. I used to Skype with my oldest son down in Texas when he lived down there. And often I would say, when you're Skyping with me, get a palmy background. So he would go to this one shopping mall down where he lived. He lived west of Brownsville in Westlaco. And yeah, there would be big palm trees, Washingtonias around him, and he'd be Skyping from outside. It was absolutely awesome. Really awesome. Is there Wi-Fi extender or no? Yeah, we have a Wi-Fi extender here. Um, and well, Wendy put in two of them. They're boosters, right? So, hey, John, how is the weather there? I don't know if I caught that. John Crows, what is the weather like in your area today? Is it toasty hot? Is it raining? Here it is. Feels like it's gotten a little warmer, but humidity's still really nice. It is 5:03 p.m. Pacific time here on the Southern Gulf Islands. Dave will be going to Lillooet. Oh, I was in Lillooet once. My friend did ginseng farming there. He was in Cache Creek in Lillooet, and I want to dig out some cactus. He says, well, I'll take you to Lillooet to the ginseng farm. There's cactus growing all over the place. So I dug out a bunch of cactus in Lillooet. Has the lady from Grace Point? You know what? I don't know. You know, John, I've never seen that lady yet. I've never met her. But you know what? We walked by there yesterday. My wife and I, was it yesterday? Sunday, Saturday. I think it might have been Saturday. And I showed my wife the note. My wife went over and looked at the note. Wendy looked at the note. So the note is still on the jubea. So I'm thinking that that lady has not seen the note. It'll be interesting to see what she thinks or says when she sees the note. I didn't say anything bad in the note. I just simply said, you know, why you shouldn't cut green fronds off a palm tree. It is actually food for the palm trees. And if you cut too many of them off, it can stress the plant out. And a Jubea chilensis is so slow growing at this latitude, you know, you can't be inadvertently pruning it and taking off all the green fronds. Palm trees don't naturally shed green fronds, so you should not take them off. If they're brown and ugly or really yellow, yep, take them off. You know what? But sometimes yellow palms or fronds can be greened up too. The palms I got growing at Central Hall Fire Station, I planted there. I grew them from seed, and one of them was looking really yellow. So I hit them with some palm food, and man, they greened up real nice, really nice. Just a nice family vacation, no worries and no hurries. Yeah, that's an awesome. Family vacations are the best. Yeah, well, BC is a big province, and there's a lot to see and do on the coast. But yeah, you know what I mean. That lady, that lady that's at Grace Point should not be. She should not be gardening there, man. It's upsetting to see what she does, especially what she did to that sable rosy. I went there to take a picture of it one time. I do have a video of it here. She cuts all the fronds off except for a few fronds, right? I mean, painfully slow this far north. And it's like, what are you doing? What are you thinking? And she claims she's a landscape architect / master gardener. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know where she got her degree or if she has a degree or she's just saying, but she certainly doesn't know anything about palms. And I saw the way she planted that Cornus Cusa dogwood on top of the soil. She put the tree on top of the soil, and then I think it was a B&B, a ball umbrella, and then she put some dirt around it. I was like, are you kidding me? Where is Sable? I'm not too sure. But Gary Haller identified that palm years ago when I posted on Hardy Palm and Subtropical board, and a few other people identified it as Sable rosei. So that's what I call it, Sable rosei. You'd have to Google it. I'm not too sure where they are native to. I'm guessing the Caribbean somewhere. You should talk to the town and maintenance about her. Yeah. So Grace Point is a private. I also get some videos of the pelican. There's pelicans? Really? In the caribou? Get out of here. I've seen pelicans on the Oregon coast. Yeah, so we're not a municipality. We're a village. So Grace Point is actually a private townhouses that runs along a public boardwalk. So they hire her. It's a garden. It's a strata, and there's a garden committee. So they hire the gardeners there. And unfortunately, they got rid of a good one, and they hired to me a bad one. You know what I mean? She should not be working around palm trees if she's going to be doing that. If I was in charge, I would talk to her and I'd say, if you cut any more palms like this, I'm going to give you the Den Stiefel. That means the boot, right? I'm going to give her the German for the boot. I'm going to give her a kick right out of there and hire somebody else that knows about palm trees. Tell her to kiss the baby. I will, Mike. Kiss the baby. Kick her off of Salt Spring back to Vancouver. Yeah, I don't know where she came from. Maybe Vancouver. I'm not too sure. I think she's new to the island. Pelicans in Williams Lake? Get out of here. Are you kidding me? They actually go that far north. We don't have any pelicans here. That is wild. I remember seeing pelicans for the first time in Florence, Oregon. I looked out there and there's this flock of pelicans. It was really cool to see that. It is getting near dinner time here. Holy schmokers. Wow. Are you guys getting hungry? 5:07. I'm going to have to eat dinner real soon. I got leftovers from last night. That's what I'm going to have. I'm going to have some leftovers. I can feel my stomach growling. There's Wendy.
Hi.
Wendy, say hi.
Hi. Hi.
You know what Dave said? Snowbird
Hi.
flock. There's actually pelicans at Williams Lake.
No.
Yeah,
way.
no. You got paint on your face. You got big. She got a big thing of paint right here. She's been painting. Look at. She got paint right there, right
like
there.
A mustache.
Yeah, you can see it right there. Look at right there.
I see it.
Yeah, she's got paint.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's pelicans up there. That is cool.
Wow,
yeah, I've seen them on the Oregon coast. Most
Really?
wanted to become a landscaper in my town, so landscaper stop. Yeah, hurricane pruning palms is terrible, and that's what she did to the bouquet. The Jubea. Snowbird Flock says hi.
Hi.
maybe like inland. Yeah, that's cool. Well, shoot a video of if you see some pelicans. That would be really cool. I would love to see some pelicans at Williams Lake. I would of that. So, folks, I am probably going to have to. Oh, they shut the door. Can't shut the door. Shut the door, and my signal's going to go. There we go. Ooh, that was close. They shut the door because there's a booster in there, right? Joe, is your winter warmer than they used to be since you moved there? Let's just see. Are they warmer? I don't think they've changed much. You know, I record the weather daily. Seriously, religiously. I record it daily in a logbook, and I have since I've moved here, right? And let's just see. Yeah, you know what? Maybe a little bit. We've had some colder winters back in the early 90s. There were some colder ones. So maybe the last really cold winter we had was December 2008. We have not been below 20 degrees since 2008. So you know what I'm going to say? Yeah, there are a slightly milder for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely getting hungry. I can feel it. My stomach making noise. It's saying, feed me. I've seen some species of pelican here along the beach. That is cool. I love pelicans. I think they're absolutely awesome. I wish we had them here. There are lots of bald eagles and stuff like that. I think we can only get white pelicans. So that's really cool. Well, Dave, if you see pelicans, video right there, raw and unedited. That would be really cool. Okay, guys, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say cheers and aloha to all of you because I need to eat some food before I expire here in front of you. And it is Monday, and I hope everybody had a good Monday. And like I say, next Friday I'm off, and the next Monday I'm off, which is cool. And I'm looking forward to it. I do a live stream. You know, I can do random live streams too. Like this is just a random live stream. I got everything done in the garden. I watered the vegetable garden. I said, you know what, to Wendy, I'm going to do a live stream, and we'll see how many people are. It's nice to see you all in there. John, good to see you in there. And if you're here, I'd give you some of that leftover chili. I made some vegan chili, but I'm not a vegan. I made some last weekend for my oldest son because he's vegan. Never used to be. But him and his gal are vegan. I want to find a Carolina pygmy rattlesnake. Cool. That'd be awesome. Rattlesnakes are cool. We just don't have any here. All right, guys. I will see you all later. I will see you next time. And thanks for joining in. And you know what? So we made it for 1 hour and 17 minutes and 7 seconds. The clock is still ticking, and it did not die on me, the live stream. So I'm going to say that the boosters Wendy hooked up are working really well. And hopefully the clarity of this video is good. It's not all crackly and broken. So I can see your comments perfectly. It'd be nice if I could actually see you guys. It'd be cool if we had a screen here and you showed up on the screen, like in the corner of the screen. But that doesn't work. It's not like Zoom. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. I will see you next time. And stay tuned next Friday. I could probably do another live stream because it is the first Friday of every month. And that will be the first Friday of August. So stay tuned and stay safe and have fun out there and happy palm growing. And Dave, we'll see you next time too. And Mike and Palm Tree Dude and H. Huss and everybody else all around the world. And enjoy the rest of the day. It is a beautiful day here on the Southern Gulf Islands, 5:11 p.m. and time for me to hit the end stream. See you all later, folks. Cheers and aloha and hang loose.